abamahoro. Bring greetings from our chairman, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, who is also the CDF and Senior Presidential Advisor on Special Operations. I have come before you this morning to explain to the country as to why we proscribed PAD as directed by the CDF, Chairman of PLU and Senior Presidential Advisor on Special Operations, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba. You all remember that the President of the Republic of Uganda abolished NADS and created Operation Wealth Creation, and specifically appointed General Salim Saleh to head it with deputies, because the President is mandated by the Constitution to abolish, create or merge government departments, and where a law is required, Parliament enacts one, and where it is already covered under legal framework, Ministry of Public Service gives such a department or agency appropriate structure, prescribing how the staff will be recruited, either on contract or permanent and pensionable terms, prescribes where its source of funding will be, how it will be governed, whether it is self-accounting with a vote of its own and an accounting officer, or whether it's a subvention. So the so-called PAD does not fit in any of the above prescriptions, yet it gets a quarterly budget from government. His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, our leader, has always and means well for the country whenever anybody gives him an idea that seems to adding value to the country's progress. He will support the idea he will support the idea brought to him by that person. That, however, does not mean that he has given you an open check to operate in an accountability gray areas. Mr. Rwaboogo, the chairman of PAD, was appointed as a senior presidential advisor on special duties, not as a chairman of a committee, which is PAD. Many senior members of the first family, like General Saleh, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, Dr. Violet Kajubiri, and the First Lady have been assigned or deployed in government as advisors and even ministers, but none of them has ever created an illegal outfit organization that operates in shadow of illegality. If Mr. Rwaboogo claims that he only, you saw his statement today, that he reports to the president, then why does his money come from vote 001 and not vote 002? Even those departments under vote 002 report to the State House Comptroller, who then makes accountability to Parliament. Mr. Rwaboogo has been appointing trade envoys, yet we have a diplomatic mission or missions, and if there is any specific need of commercial need in specific country, he or she should be appointed by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and not Mr. Rwaboogo under PAD. because Mr. Rwaboogo has been receiving government funding as an individual, the country needs to know the president appointed him as a chairman of PASEID, as a presidential advisor, not as a chairman of PASEID. The country needs to know who then appointed him as a chairman of PASEID. Is it public service? Did he go through the procedures on how government entities, stroke agencies appoint staff? Who is the accounting officer of PASEID? Who appointed that accounting officer of PASEID? Were the procedures of recruiting government officials followed? Because, as you know, PASEID receives government funding. According to him, he only accounts to the president. We need to know who recruited for him the staff at PASEID. We have seen the structure of PASEID. Did they apply to get the jobs they have in PASEID? Who pays the rent of PASEID? Where do they send the accountability? Because, as you know, you Ugandans, you cannot be paying taxes and somebody comes up to say, I have established an organization or a committee. Government gives you money to recruit staff. The staff of your organization are not appointed by the government. Let me give you an example of anti-corruption unit. It is a unit established by the president, but the head of that unit, General Isoke, does not appoint the staff in his office. They have to go through the proper channels on how people are recruited, how people are appointed, and how they are disappointed. That's now, in conclusion, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba tells you that our leader of Maliza Ufisad tells you that as a commander of Maliza Ufisad, that PASEID is an illegal entity. And he goes ahead to declare PASEID a hub of corruption, because they have failed to account for the money that they receive from government. Now, another thing, you all know, as I have mentioned here, that the chairman of PASEID, because General Muhoozi Kainerugaba talked about corruption, the chairman of PASEID, Mr. Rwaboogo, has been involved in many corruption scandals. Recently, I talked about a land in Ishara, where he took a company, a Chinese company, to the president, and that company was given land 5 square miles to establish a beef factory in Ishara. Mr. Rwaboogo went behind the company, went to the Ministry of Lands, and changed the titles into his names. The project never took place at Ishara. Nothing happened. He's now the one who's grazing in that land. The same person is going to be paid 14 million US dollars. $14 million US dollars. How many billions are those? Judith knows the money. Huh? More than 50 billion. Yeah. Under a company called Thomas Farm Weshare Limited. This company, according to the records that we have in URSB, this company is as he said, Thomas Farm Company Limited, deals in supplying milk. But Mr. Rwaboogo went to South Sudan, got a contract, and said he was going to supply helicopters. You can imagine a company which was registered to supply milk. Now, this company wants, actually this company wants to supply materials to the government of South Sudan. You remember there were some companies in 2016 that supplied materials to the government of South Sudan. And those companies came to parliament and they were approved. But for him, he went and requested the government of South Sudan to add his company, Thomas, which is not in the original document that was submitted to parliament and approved by government, that he supplied materials to the government of South Sudan, to the traders. Can you imagine? How do you supply helicopters to the traders of South Sudan now? And this gentleman has gone ahead to request the government of Uganda to pay him 14 million US dollars. And then the government of South Sudan pays the government of Uganda. Are you seeing the confusion? You have supplied your helicopters using a milk farm to the government of South Sudan. And now you want the government of Uganda to pay you. And then the government of South Sudan pays the government of Uganda. If you supplied the government of South Sudan and you are not in the original agreement, why don't you go to South Sudan and you ask them to pay you? So we want to ask the Ministry of Finance not to pay this money because, one, it is illegal. We do not know, even if we know that Mr. Rwaboogo supplied helicopters to the government of South Sudan, let him go to the government of South Sudan and they pay him. But the information we are getting from the Ministry of Finance is that this gentleman is going to be paid this money. They are in the process of paying him. So to us, we believe that this is corruption. We want to request the government of Uganda, as the CDF directed, no government agents, not even local governments, should deal with PAD, because according to what I have discovered, PAD is an illegal entity. We do not know how it was created. We do not know how the staff was recruited. We do not know whom it reports to, it accounts to, but it continues to go and masquerade as a government entity using the president's name to get land. You saw in his video where he was saying that district local government should ignore the message of General MK and they should continue to give him land to operate. Now for you, Mr. Rwaboogo, you can't be everywhere. You are in the media. You are training the media. You are in coffee. You are in milk. Now you are supplying helicopters. My brother, you want to do everything? Eh? Now I hear he's an elder in a church. Didn't you see him in a gown? Yes, looking for money is very good. But can't you find a specific area and say, let me concentrate here? You can even concentrate in a church. We shall bring tithes there. Good tithes. But don't be everywhere. You will end up being nowhere. What will you do? Steve Wono Odreke Rwaboogo tufunye amawulire nti abadde agenda mawanga ag'enjawulo mwana wattu ono n'alonda abambasada be aba PAD, ambassador wa PAD trade Nigeria, ambassador msajja wa manyi, ambassador Botswana wa PAD. Chokeyo nga waliyo embassy yaffe ya Uganda. Wandisubidde nti ne ministry ya trade erondayo ba trade atachi ne defense einayo defense atachi bwandi wetagisiza omulimo gwono ogwetagibwa okukola. Nze ndowooza minister wa foreign affairs oba foreign affairs yandibadde eronda omuntu n'avunanyizibwa ku nsonga eyo mu nsi ey'enjawulo. Naye omukulu ono ye alonda bambasada n'atuuka okugenda n'amiitinga aba senators mu America ng'ebintu byanyumya nabyo byanjawulo kusinziira ku intelligence gwe tulina. Kyeyabadde ajja ebintu bino byengenda okwogerako ono byatwala Sudan ngeri ki? Kakati nno twagala okumutegeeza nti omukulu yagenze ku mukutu gwa X. Yagambye nti ekijja
Muntu
Jobless billionaire omukulu wamulidde. Omukulu yagambye nti kino ekijja si muntu. Era yayongeddeko n'agambye nti gundi osaaga ojja kulima mwabirabye ebyo mmwe. Kakati njagala kubategeeza nti kino kikyali kituuza okulwanyisa obuli bw'enguzi bwa Katandika.